remaining authentic. So I went through some of my content and just rediscovering how to be authentic and how to be yourself no matter what. And one of the key things that stood out is that you have to enjoy the respect you receive for being your unique self, for your upright behavior. That is how you know other people respect you, is that they acknowledge you. And normally acknowledgement comes in verbal forms. It also comes in the way people behave around you and act around you, treat you. Then some of the stuff that always keeps coming back to me is to use your talents, use your natural gifts, to understand yourself, to really know your personality and why you do what you do. So the recommended steps normally is to have a thought journal. I highly recommend it, because when we keep a thought journal, we understand better why we do what we do. When you are around your friends, it's good to take off the mask and just your inner circle, where the people you trust, there you take off your masks, and you do this gradually. Test people first before you do this. But it's very important to have people that you can do this with, and they help you to see things in a different light, a different perspective. They broaden your perspective of the world and of yourself. It's also a good idea to take responsibility for your own life. For example, one of my favorite quotes is one that I've modified a bit, but it's of J.D. Rockefeller. He said that every right implies a responsibility. So everything that we've been given is also our responsibility. If you've got children, they're your responsibility. If you've got a work or a job that you're passionate about, that's also your responsibility. And yourself, our life is a gift, and because our life is a gift, it's also our responsibility in what we do with it, where we end up with it. So you have to take responsibility for your thoughts, your beliefs, your values, where you want to go, and how you interact and communicate with other people. Another big tool that I use often, and this is something that maybe it's just in my personality that I naturally attracted to this, but a lot of people that I meet are also kind of your nurturing type people, people who care, who are generous, so they value generosity or giving, and so being grateful helps you to be a better giver. And being grateful also keeps your mind positive and your thoughts positive. So that's why it's so important to keep like a mini gratitude journal, the things that I'm grateful for. For me, for example, for today, it's to be able to do my work and to share my passions with other people, and because that's a form of giving. It's a very creative way. It takes planning, it takes preparation, insight, sensitivity. It uses my talents. So those are things that I can be grateful for. Then I also had a conversation with a friend who told me, you know what, sometimes you don't have to care what people think. And to a degree, that's true. Our images, though, are very important. It's kind of like our safety gear. So the way you present yourself to other people are very, very important, and because it shapes a way people will see you, and you will eventually think and believe that of yourself. So it kind of works into both directions. Like what you show to people is what they see. That's how they'll treat you. How they'll treat you will tell you what you can think of yourself. So you have to be careful to set out the image of who you really are. That's why it's so important to be authentic. And authenticity has got nothing to do with being weird or being different than the norm. It's also got nothing to do with fitting in. Being authentic is to be yourself, but you have to be acceptable. We are all actually born to fit in somewhere. It's a human need. So that's why it's important to be authentic in that. Another thing that I've learned the hard way is not to compare yourself with other people. People are different, and if you want to be authentic and tap into your authentic self, you cannot compare yourself and the way you react towards being like someone else. It's good to fit in and be accepted, but that would normally, someone who really accepts you for you, who you are. They won't necessarily accept all the bad things about you, but they will accept the good things about you. And that is important because that's who we are. And if you have to wear masks around people, then you are not being authentic. So you've just got to learn certain skills. Communication skills helps you to show people who you really are. And sometimes we show people sides of who we are, that we are like that, but we distort it a bit. We want their approval so badly. Our people pleasers, we love to do that. We go overboard. We give too much information of who we may not want our friends to remember us as, and that's also not setting healthy boundaries. So both of those are things that a person who remains authentic can do very well. They project the real image of who they are, but also who they want to be remembered as. So they have a nice balance between the two. And that, in a nutshell, basically is the things that help us to remain authentic. So it's to know yourself, understand yourself, know your weaknesses and your strengths, learn to love and accept that about yourself, take responsibility for it. Everything we've been given is a gift, but also a responsibility. Be grateful and have a giving heart, give to other people, share yourself with people, be open to share yourself with other people, but also have healthy boundaries, and leave the person with them who you want them to remember you as. That's very important. And